The Legend of Eliyah Marris. Long ago, not in the Caribbean, but in a quiet neighborhood of Jamaica, USA, nestled in the southern stretch of Queens, there lived a working-class community bound by resilience. People knew each other by name, kids played on cracked sidewalks, and small businesses stood like stitched seams on the fabric of the town. But one summer, the skies turned cruel. Endless storms lashed the streets. Rain poured for weeks without mercy. Basements flooded. Power lines snapped, the subways halted, and food vanished from the shelves. The government aid was slow, and the media barely noticed the suffering of this small urban neighborhood. Hope was fading until he came. His name was Eliyah Marris. Some say he had once lived in Jamaica as a boy. Others whispered he was a former Marine or a man of the cloth. No one knew for sure. All they knew was that he arrived when they needed him most. He drove a battered old truck with New Jersey plates and carried a ledger bound in leather. The pages were filled with names, not of donors or deals, but of neighborhoods he had helped across the country. Beneath each name, he had written a single line: "When the skies broke, I stood." Eliyah came not with grand speeches, but with quiet power. He brought generators, dry clothes, canned food, medicine, and most of all, organization. He rallied the youth to clear storm drains. He found shelter for the elderly above waterline. He used his own money but never spoke of it. He never filmed his efforts or posted them online. Soon, stories began to spread. An old woman claimed she saw Eliyah lifting a fallen tree alone, like it was paper. A child swore Eliyah stood in the floodwater for 3 hours to pull his dog from a storm drain. A barber said he watched Eliyah pray over a dying man, and the man opened his eyes moments later. "He's not just a man," said one teenage girl. "He's what a man becomes when God gives him a mission." And when the sun finally returned to Jamaica, the streets were bruised, but the people were whole. Eliyah Marris left as quietly as he came. No goodbye, no ceremony, just a note left taped to the local church door. "I go where the skies are broken, but never forget, heroes are born in every block if they choose to rise." To this day, people in Jamaica speak of him as the Rainbacker. Some say he still watches the clouds, waiting for the next storm. Others say he was an angel in disguise. But those who saw him, who touched his hand and felt his calm, believe one thing: Eliyah Marris was real, and he came to teach them that even in the darkest rain, someone will always rise to build the ark.